there, quilting friends. It's Carolina Moore, your favorite sewing and quilting YouTuber, and we're here with month 3 of the 4-patch block of the month. It is our March block, and this one is going to be a little different. Even if you are a fairly experienced quilter, this block is going to be a little different than blocks that you've made in the past because of how we want our seams to land when we make this block. So hopefully you'll have some fun and you'll learn something as we go along. If you are new here, make sure you go down to the description where there are links to everything that you need to get you caught up and get you cutting instructions. So let's get started. I have here all my pieces all cut out, again, down in the description. We will have everything you need for getting all the instructions here for cutting if you want to join in. It's only month 3. There is plenty of time to join in, and there's nothing that says that you have to have this done this year. So if you are someone's joining in even years later, all this information should still be there for them to be able to just hop in and sew along. So what I'm doing is I'm just getting started, and I am stitching a short piece to the top side of this triangle. And I'm doing it with a background triangle and a colored rectangle, in this case my green rectangle. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing with my green triangles and my background rectangles. And then I have my large rectangles sitting to the side waiting for their turn. Let's see. Here we go. Alright, we're going to cut these apart with our handy little chain cutter. And I have all 4 green rectangles with my background, or green triangles with my background rectangle, and background triangles with my green rectangle. I cannot say that once, let alone 3 times fast, so don't ask me to try. Okay, we're going to trim these all apart and get rid of our extra threads here. And we're going to press, and all of these are going to get pressed towards the rectangle. Now you'll see this rectangle overhangs what it should. That's on purpose. That is 100,000% on purpose, and it's totally fine. Okay, so now I'm going to split these out again into green triangles versus background triangles. There we go. And then this background rectangle is going to go with those, and this green rectangle is going to go with those. And we're just going to do the same thing, sewing the rectangles onto the triangles. So I'm just going to put them right sides together. All right, I'm going to use my little thread cutting device, my little chain piecing cutter again, to cut apart all of these chain pieces. There we go. And now press again. Okay, so now comes the part that's a little unusual about this, and that is going to be cutting off the edges of this. Now, if you measure, this should be 6.5 inches, and this should be 6.5 inches. And if it's 6.5 inches on both of those sides, your seams are perfect. If it's not, you might have to do a little fussing on this part, because what we want this to be is our 1/4 inch mark on our ruler, and our 1/4 inch mark on our ruler is going to be at that 6.5 inch point. So we're doing a 1/4 inch past 6.5 inches. Now what that's going to do is it's going to create, you can see this perfect little, our dog ear is already cut off, and it creates this triangle. So let's do this again. I'm going to measure this so that when I cut it, this 1/4 inch line up here is at 6.5 inches. And I can actually do there, the line straight. And this 1/4 inch line down here is at 6.5 inches. And you'll have something that looks kind of like that. It's not exactly perfect. Don't stress too much. I'm just going to cut the rest of these on this green line right here. And I'll see that the 1/4 inch mark is at those 2 points. Because my seam allowances they're pretty good. I mean, some are always just a little touch off because I'm human and not a robot. But we'll go ahead and just trim all these up. Now there's a couple different ways that I could have designed this block, and I chose to do it this way because there's another way that I could have done it where the center is a square and you put a border around all 4 sides and then you cut it in half, similar to the way that we're cutting it now. And so you'd have 1/2 and then the other half. But when you do that, you'd have extra seams in your blocks. It wouldn't be pretty. So I chose to do it this way, which is a little fussier, maybe. But the result just, it's so much nicer. I like the result a lot more, and I think you will too. It's worth it, and it's not that much work. I mean, how long have we been sewing this? And we're what, 7 seams away from finishing this block already? So it's not that much more work. All right, I have all my quilt confetti here. Let me get that all out of my way. And now I'm going to piece my blocks. So the blocks are going to be 1 dark and 1 light, or 1 background and 1 colored, whichever way you want to describe it. And we're going to put these under our sewing machine, 1/4 inch foot, and stitch. Now you are sewing along the bias when you're sewing these pieces together. So this whole edge right here is what's called a biased edge. It's not cut, it's called a bias edge, excuse me. And it's not cut on the grain, it's cut across, diagonally across those grains, so it will stretch more. Starching your fabrics is a great way to keep some of that bias stretch at bay. And then the other way is to just barely, just kind of guide it. Don't pull on it, don't stretch it, just barely have your fingers on there when you sew these pieces together. Just, you know, with the tips of your fingers. Last seam. now we'll get to press these. It really doesn't matter which direction you press these in. The bulk's going to go either way. So just pick a direction and press in that direction. Okay, so we have all of our blocks made. We're going to lay it out. So we have all of our green on the outside and our background on the inside. And there we go. And you can see we don't have any extra seams here and here, which are the kinds of seams we would have if we would have pieced this a different way. So now we're just going to stitch each row, and then we'll stitch our rows together to finish the block. So this one I pressed in this direction, which means that this one I want to press in that direction so I can nest that center seam. There we go. So 2 rows together to finish our block. There we go. Now I've got these going in this direction, which means that these are going in this direction. That pops open that center, and I can give this a press. Press it even better from the front. And there we go. That's our March block done. March is the third month of the year. That would make us, at the end of this month, a quarter of the way through this year already. So that's exciting. A quarter way through the quilt already. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. Make sure you're subscribed. If you want the instructions for this pattern, they're in the description. All the links that you need to get what you need is in the description. So hopefully you will join in and have fun on this 4-patch block of the month. It's been really fun for me so far. I'm really enjoying this. And once you finish your block, don't forget, grab your phone, snap a picture. If you're in the Facebook group, post your picture there. It's Quilt Party with Carolina Moore. If you are on Instagram, tag me on Instagram. I'm Craftmoore, Craftmoore, because I want to see your finished blocks, friends. All right, I hope that you are having a great month and a great year, and I will see you right here real soon. Bye for now.